So we will look at an example of surface area for a rectangular prism. So our example says, or asks us to find the lateral surface area, so the LSA, and the total surface area of the following shape. So we should really follow that same procedure we were talking about in a previous video, the process of doing these types of problems. So step one, sort of read the problem, think about what we want to find. So we want to find lateral surface area, we want to find total surface area. Then we should also draw a shape or draw a diagram of what we're looking at. So a diagram is provided to us. The next thing you should always look at is your units and make sure that they're all consistent. So we have inches, 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 so we're good on that capacity. So now just sort of thinking about what is our formulas, what kind of shape do we actually have. So this is a rectangular prism. Remember the idea that you have a common base throughout. So I'm going to identify this bottom part as my base. So if you sort of look at that two-dimensional shape, my base would actually be 3 inches by 2 inches. And again, throughout the entire shape, we have that same thing happening, and we have a common base on the other side. So looking up our formulas for this case, we have going to our resource sheet, we have a rectangular prism, so if our lateral surface area is perimeter of the base times our height, and total surface area is the area, 2 of our areas of the bases plus the lateral surface area. So we have those two generalized formulas for perimeter, which we can apply in this case. So the recommendation is that you sort of take the time to find your perimeter and area right away. And again, if you look at the base, then you can go back to your two-dimensional formulas. So for a rectangle, the perimeter is 2 times our length plus 2 times our width, and the area formula is length times width. So I'm going to find that for my base. So in this case, our perimeter is going to be 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. So plugging into my formula, 2 times 3 plus 2 times 2, we end up getting 6 plus 4, or 10 inches. So this is a perimeter, so we are actually dealing with just the length associated with that. So we have our perimeter in inches, and then our area is length times width. So that will be 3 times 2 for our base, which gives me 6. And in this case, that is an area, so it is in inches squared. So now we have our perimeter, we have our area associated with our base. So now we can look at the three-dimensional shape and look at our lateral surface area and our total surface area. So our formula for lateral surface area, so lateral surface area is our perimeter of our base multiplied by the height. So we already have perimeter is 10 inches. And our height of our shape that goes between the two common bases given in the question is 4.5 inches. So multiplying those together, so 10 times 4.5, whether you put that in a calculator or you move your decimal place, we end up getting 45. And that is an inch times an inch. So remember, lateral surface area is an area, so our units associated with that is inches squared. Total surface area. So it takes our lateral surface area and then it adds 2 of our bases, right? We have 2 bases on either end, so we're going to close off the shape. So we're going to add 2 of those base areas. So we already have the lateral surface area of 45 inches squared, and we're going to add 2 of our areas of our bases, which is 2 times 6. So 45 plus 12 gives me 57. And again, you're doing inches squared plus inches squared. So in the end, the unit coming out there is inches squared. In the case of a rectangular prism, you didn't necessarily have to use this bottom if you didn't want to. If you wanted to create a different face, you could have chosen this one to be your face instead. So the 2 by the 4.5, you could have chose that as your face. You could have chose the front face, the 3 inches by the 4.5. So again, the great thing about a rectangular prism is that you can basically choose any one that you want to, and you should end up getting the exact same things coming out in the end.